No one's hearing us.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're back. It was just me talking to myself for the first 10 minutes. But we just ranted. You didn't miss anything, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We're in the show. Yeah. We just spoke about how we had technical difficulties with fucking Bell and whatever. So don't worry about it, because we're starting the show right now. Thank you, Preston P.
Exactly.
CM Punk, FTR, great team, veterans, skill against new blood, up and comers, the future here. As we have, I love these guys, man. Max Caster's freestyle, amazing. The whole gimmick they have now with the them trying to take over. What's his name that's injured? The Acclaimed.
Anthony Bowens.
Anthony Bowens. When the two ass boys try to do the St. Louis, and then everyone boos, and the other guy, and then they boo, and then no sound for the okay.
Oh, no.
That was before. And so I just say I love that gimmick. I love this crew. I love that they found something for Max Caster while his partner is injured, so he's not wandering. And I'll throw it to you guys. Alex, I'll go to you first. What stood out to you? What did you like? What did you not like? Go for it.
Yeah, it was a really fun match. It was a good, obviously the good choice to kick off the show when you have the new AEW World Champion CM Punk coming out, teaming with FTR. Now everyone loves FTR. I agree. Max Caster's rap was really good. He had some good lines in there.
Amber Heard one. He had the Amber Heard and he had a Bret Hart diss. I like both of those.
Yeah, the Bret Hart one was good. Especially you have Bret Hart guys versus the Ass Boys and Max Caster. I thought they had I was just gonna say that there was a couple of cool double team moves that you don't normally see with the Avalanche. Avalanche Power Slam that Punk and Dax gave Max Caster to Dash, and then he did a Power Slam off second rope. So a couple of cool moves there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna talk about it too. But Punk had a couple of slip ups, a couple of botches. Yeah, that happens. It's pro wrestling. It's live TV.
It was the same. It was the same on Sunday. As I guess we'll just touch a little bit as we go on little things that stood on Sunday. Sure. Did you notice that was kind of the same thing in the main event as well, or? Did you find he was?
I didn't watch it, but I heard the buckshot lariats. You just couldn't do it. Yeah.
You didn't catch it. You didn't catch it at all.
No, I didn't watch it though.
You know what? You saved yourself a fuckload of time. Because man, oh man, it was long, but it was. Well, that's a discussion. We're talking about Dynamite tonight. Claudio, what about you? You loving the ass? All the ass we had in this match, or what?
I was so happy that FTR and CM Punk defeated those clowns. No, honestly, it was a fun match. I enjoyed every every moment of it. Obviously, I loved it when everyone was cheering for CM Punk. But no, Alex is right. There were a couple of moves that that they done very well that I did not expect. But for me, what really shocked me was when CM Punk mentioned the Forbidden Door, because that is going to be a very good pay-per-view. When NJPW, by the way, I'm calling it right now. Kenny Omega is going to be on the NJPW side, so Kenny Omega is going to,
I feel, if I saw correctly, that was addressed later on in the show. Am I right?
Yes. That was You're right. But now I'm
the door opened. Match. Someone came out later on in the show and challenged CM Punk, right?
Right after the match, actually.
Yeah, it was right after that match. It happened.
That was it was right after the match.
Okay,
the Ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, see, that was when I was having the flutter. I came in right at the end and I saw him, and then I just heard them say, "I saw Yuta's gonna face CM Punk."
No, it's not Yuta. No, it's Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Sorry.
Hiroshi.
It's the Ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. This guy's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
So to touch on
him along with sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, to touch on what Claudio was saying before. Does he have any beef or history with Omega as well that would make the Kenny Omega come back at Forbidden Door?
I mean, sure, but I think it's too soon for him to come back. If he's rehabbing his injuries, let's not rush it. The AEW is doing, not to be mean or anything, but they're doing pretty well without Kenny Omega. They're going to be so much better when he comes back. But I think for now, what's important is his health. So
why not?
Unless unless he's working us all like MJF.
Can we find out from anyone when the Young Bucks have vacation time coming up? I feel it's been 3 years. They haven't had a good few months not on TV here. We're due for a little. A little.
I know they're fighting. They're fighting on Friday versus Jurassic Express.
They're fighting all the time.
Lucha Brothers, Claudio.
So, Lucha Brothers. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry. That part was lagging. Oops, my bad.
So if what I wrote down here was correct, did we not get the MJF promo before that? The New Japan.
No, that was after.
Was after?
No, that was right after.
Let's not hold back. That's all happened. Takahashi, whatever his name is, happening. All that stuff. CM Punk.
Tanahashi, man, you gotta look him up. If you don't know who he is,
I will.
He's like one of the 3 musketeers of New Japan. The new 3 musketeers. It's Nakamura, Shibata, and Tanahashi.
Listen, Alex, I appreciate the input, but just like my boy MJF says, just because I'm not a fucking mark for New Japan and Japanese wrestling doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about over here. Let's get into it. I fucking love this promo, and you just touched on it. Are you saying it's 100% work?
So good.
Are you saying it's 100% work because he pushed every limit here with the fucking what do you say? You fire me, you fucking mark. The only place you're just because of the money, the power, but really the only place you should be is on the other side of the fucking railing. No. Like,
yeah.
He dug deep on all the guys in the back. You're being tight with your money, but all you're doing is signing all these WWE guys that can't lace their boots with me. Like, he fucking went hard.
He went hard.
So yeah, Alex, what's your how much are you saying this is all work? You saying is all work? What's your take?
Well, the way it is now, it has to be a storyline, and I'm gonna be in the minority here. I didn't like it as much as everyone else did. But I think MJF is fire in his promo, and he made some good points, but then he completely fucked himself over. He went WCW 2000, New Blood, and early TNA style in a couple of things that he said. He said that basically calling the fans marks, us, right, basically, and saying that, we go on Twitter and we call out his professionalism, when he's actually one of the safest workers in the business, and that he doesn't do head drops, he doesn't do flashy, crazy moves. He's just there to make a lot of money. You're basically telling me that pro wrestling is fake.
No, he's
on
there
the
to
show
entertain.
that I'm watching. It's
there...
terrible. That was bullshit.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
He lost me there, but then he got me back.
But what I've been saying for a long time was that wrestlers need to use the fact that people could follow them and all that crap all day, every day on social media and all that. And I was never a big fan, kind of like those, like the media scrums and shit that they did after the last pay-per-view, where they legit do the whole media scrum 100% real. They literally tell you how they scripted the match and da-da-da-da-da. Like, they pull the curtain right away after the match. I don't understand they did it in kayfabe, a media scrum, do a little bit of realism, but keep the kayfabe a bit. So on that note is what I always said. Like, I always said, smart wrestlers should use social media to reverse engineer it, because now the way that everything is being so, like, everyone knows everything about what's going on, you gotta be like outsmart them, like, to that, like what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I'm saying he did that for Heat. Old school Heat, like,
it doesn't work
where
like
wrestlers couldn't,
he's
like, a bad guy, people hated him.
No, I disagree.
And I think that
he's supposed to be a wrestling historian. He's supposed to one that is always on, right?
Exactly,
he keeps kayfabe.
That's what he's doing here.
But he just broke it right there. He made a mistake.
But that's all if that beef is 100% real. Was that a media ploy? Because if so, I'm going to call Tony Khan and MJF geniuses. If not,
did you watch early TNA? Did you watch TNA with Vince Russo, Sports Entertainment Extreme?
I don't think so. I kind of was
good. Don't.
Was that before or after the hexagon ring?
It was a bit before. Definitely before 2002, 2003. Well,
I didn't watch it.
Don't.
I didn't watch it real time, but I've
MJF watched a bit too much of it.
I've seen plenty of rundowns of that era, and I know more about what you said about the 2000 Nitro era. It's a little more.
It's terrible. Thunder, Nitro 2000.
Again,
Vince
though,
Russo,
that was stupid.
That
was stupid because they really exposed it, and again, I'm just hoping.
Did do MJF a bit.
It's because look,
I'm telling you.
if he legit is in a beef with Tony, he's now playing in his own best interest to show what he's got. If it's a work and he's got people riled up for calling the fans, insulting them for being fans, and getting that real "I fucking hate you" heat, he's being a real heel, and he's using social media in real life. We'll see.
You know why it didn't work? Because at the end of the promo, everyone was cheering for MJF. So, like you say that it's supposed to give heat. I agree that it should, but it doesn't, because by the end of the promo, everyone loved MJF.
But that's the thing about freaking AEW fans. They do dueling chants. Like, I'm going to chant for the good guy. I'm going to chant for the bad guy. Like, that's, yeah. But
it's pro wrestling. That's pro wrestling in 2022. WWE do that too.
Yeah, I think what they chanted for more, though, was the passion, the fire, and then whether or not he was given the okay to drop the F-bomb and all that stuff like that. That's up for debate. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if he was given the okay, a lot of people, if they're given that okay, though, you could say shit, fuck, whatever on TV. Yeah. He delivered it with that real life passion. He had to deliver it like it's real. You have to forget. I know what you're saying about the 2000 era, but also I don't like, again, I'll touch on it now, rubbing in our face when things are fake, like taking a guy who looks like he's 118 pounds and beating up a guy that's 275, and the guy all he does is super kicks and wins the match, and the other guy, there's nothing that can make me think that this guy could beat up the other guy, and they just make that guy win, and they make unbelievable things happen. That, to me, I find is more insulting when it comes to exposing the business. Sorry, Claudio, for this debate we're having here.
Intense.
Let's. You know what, Alex? Let's agree to disagree. This is not over. But I feel we're gonna take this. We're gonna put it up on socials. We're gonna get a little Twitter poll and shit with this clip, and we'll revisit this. You know, once it's the wrestling world is able to digest this MJF promo and shit like that. But to end it off between me and you right now in real time, Claudio, what's your take on it?
I think this is a good promo. I believe Tony Khan is going to make his way into the storyline now. I think it's going to be with him, and you heard it here first. I think Tony Khan is going to give MJF an ultimatum. He goes, you want to, you want to be everything you want to be, and Tony Khan is going to say, well, something along the lines of, I own AEW, and if you want, and and if you keep losing against the guys I'm gonna stand up against you, then you're fired. But if you win and you prove to me, that what you're saying is true, I think he's gonna, because I think Tony Khan sometimes is gonna say in a remark saying, you know what, you're challenging everyone in the locker room, and just like when MJF paid Butcher and the Blade, Tony Khan is gonna have all the people that MJF fought. He's going to fight to have him fight again. And
you know what, Claudio? You made me remember a thought that I had when it was happening. Another potential thing that could happen here is this the beginning of the Tony Khan on-air character? And are they trying to do a reverse engineer? You know how it was Vince McMahon firing Stone Cold? Are they doing a reverse, like... this is where it's a heel calling out the babyface manager of the company, saying "Fire me."
I hope they don't do that.
I hope not, but I feel Tony. I feel he's been slowly showing his face more over the years and months and on media and stuff. It's not another question, like you said. It's old. They're fans, aka marks of the 2000s and all that type of stuff. And I'm sure Tony Khan has just been licking his lips to be, at some point, be an on-air authority figure.
It's going to be, I'm calling it right now.
And if all of this beef, if the online beef, the fake media shit over the whole entire weekend, it culminated to the squash, it culminated to this promo that makes you think that he's actually telling you what's happening behind the curtain, and it all culminates to kind of like they're trying to bring it into reality, but not reality thing. You know what I don't know how if that makes any sense. It could be cool. And just the fishing spot. Sorry, we're in a heated debate here, but yes, we do check the chat. That's why we have it up there on the screen.
By the way, I saw an article today that we're expect to see less of MJF on TV.
Yeah, but he was on TV tonight. They said that.
After this, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
this was MJF's, his pipe bomb, his work shoot promo. This is like, so many people have done it. Samoa Joe's done it in TNA. Eddie Guerrero did it in WCW. Like, he's not the first guy. Brian Pillman in ECW. So, I mean, I just feel like this was like in 2022, we don't need this shit. Work shoot promo. It's not the way to go. We're all talking about it.
But if it's not a work, what if it's been a work, not a shoot? But what if it's not a shoot at all? That's what I'm saying. What if they're saying, maybe he did make that one remark on a podcast a few months ago that they're talking. They said, listen, let's just work this now because everyone's talking about it, and let's work it slowly. That people are going to think that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, I know what you're saying, and I don't like it either. So if it is a work shoot, I'm on board with you because I'm not a big fan of that. But then again, it explains for the passion, the fire shit he did, which I'll give him at least props for saving his ass if he knows they're gonna flank him or whatever. Yeah. But if it's been a shoot the whole time, that made people think. I mean, if it's been a work the whole time, that make people think it's a shoot, you gotta admit. Fucking smart, because I always said the wrestlers need to reverse engineer social media, and they need to use social media to keep kayfabe, and not use social media to just expose the hell out of it. Again, to your point, like I don't like that, right? If I follow a wrestler, so show a couple little things like Sexy Eddie. I follow him. His social media, he'll show you real life things like what he's doing during the day, maybe, or what he's eating, but he's doing it in his Sexy Eddie esque style. You know what I mean?
No, but like, I know what you're saying, like even bringing up the media scrum, but the difference to me is that talking of like peeling behind the curtain, that's not supposed to happen during the show. This is not like a meta film. We're not being.
What if he knows something we don't know? What if he knows that they're gonna? If he knows they're gonna screw him, or you know what I mean? If fuck Tony fucking now really hates me, and all he's gonna do is bury me or fuck me around for the next 2 years, he's gotta. He's got to create it. It's wrestling, man. Look what Cody did. You got to create your own brand. You got to create your narrative. Say your own. Yeah, isn't that the name of? Isn't that the name of a new company that
MJF is gonna go? Then MJF is gonna go to WWE, and then they're gonna bury him there. So
who knows? Like probably not.
Or they're genius, and he's already signing the extension, and they're saying let's work. Let's make people believe this is. A real behind the scenes
thing. Into a shoot, brother, and then you shoot yourself into a work. It's the famous Hulk Hogan tweet 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We can talk. I feel the whole show's been about this. Let's get to a little more excitement. Again, a strong opening to the show. More people we all have to see. More things to talk about. Looking good, looking fly, looking like an athlete. My boy Johnny Elite comes out.
Yes.
We just know he's coming out, and then we get the old school promo right before the guy comes out for an entrance, and we get this promo by Miro. He said a lot of stuff, and I was trying to dissect it. His heart is broken,
that was the part where I lagged,
and stuff like that. I kind of was following, but not really. I was just happy to see him, pretty much. You guys, you happy to see Miro, and were you happy to see this match? Somebody take it away.
To be honest with you, I heard of Miro. I mean, I didn't watch AEW when it first appeared, so I don't know much about Miro.
Okay.
But seeing Johnny Elite coming out, I'm like, well, because the moment it shined on Miro, I'm like, oh no, please don't use Johnny Elite as a jobber. And then they did.
Yeah, like, I was thinking that too. It's 2 weeks in a row. They bring him out, and it's 2 weeks in a row.
And he
It's like they're giving him the Jay Lethal treatment. You come
I don't
in,
think he's signed, so it's fine. Like he doesn't need to be in AEW. Let's be honest, Johnny Elite. He's okay. Like I mean, I like him,
course,
but thank God the Redeemer's back. Like I know.
Exactly. I was gonna ask you, where's the origins of the Redeemer? What's the origins?
I shouldn't say thank God because I think he wants to kick God's ass.
So he's
part of his promo. I think. So never mind. I won't say thank God.
But what's the history of the Redeemer gimmick or whatever? I believe I've maybe heard it before, but what's that from?
I don't. Well,
was it from WWE? No.
No. This is Miro. Like he had first he had the video game gimmick. Like he was
doing he was a Redeemer before he got hurt. That's where I remember it from. Okay, so I knew I remembered it, but I didn't remember if maybe it was something from a past whatever.
Yeah,
okay, that was his new thing when he came.
That's really when
Well, so he got a neck injury? Is that what it was? I believe he said something about his neck. He said something about his neck.
Now he's fully
he was hurt
healed.
because his neck was like sand or something like that. Like, okay, he had a neck injury, I guess.
Oh, but that calls back to the Fuego del Sol storyline. I just realized it. Remember when you would always get tornado DDT'd on his neck, his fragile neck?
True. Very good.
Glad he's back, and it was cool. It was a good way to start. Like, normally when you have a return, you just you have the wrestlers' music play, and then they come out, they get the big entrance, the big reaction. But now you got a promo, which was good. A nice change of pace.
Were you watching when Brody Lee? Were you watching when Brody Lee debuted? I think when Brody Lee debuted, they did the same thing. It went like all dark, and they finally revealed who the leader of the Dark Order was, Exalted One. And so it was like a dark promo where he fucking tells you everything. Then he came out, I believe. But yeah, again, to your point, I like that. The bit old school. It's up there with the. I don't think they ever done an AEW, but the guy walking to the ring and they have the promo in the little box beside him. You see that back in the days there? The guys walking.
They still do. They still do.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they do it. Like on SmackDown, I've seen it.
That's it. Times. You get more information in at the same time. Now that's a picture-in-picture instead of seeing a Harvey's commercial and the match happening. But yeah, so Miro just beats the crap out of Johnny. Looking like
that's the only result,
Yeah. One remark I wrote here that JR made. What an intimidating figure. I think not JR, but like Tony Schiavone said or something like that, and then JR followed up with, "Yep, and he married well."
Yeah, I remember him.
And he went silent for like 4 seconds. Then for sure said something, "Oh yeah," or something like that.
That's pretty funny.
That was that was hilarious. But
look at JR, man, those little slips there, like old school slips.
But Johnny Elite. Tell me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he in WWE?
Yeah, he was all over the place. He's been everywhere. Where has he not been? Maybe that is
John Morrison.
Oh, that was him in WWE. Wait, hold on. NXT or Raw or SmackDown? Because I remember I saw Johnny somewhere.
He was most recently on Raw with The Miz, but he's been like everywhere. But even like Miro, you probably know he's Rusev in WWE. Used to be Rusev,
way.
There you go. I knew it. I knew you know who he is. Just
shit! That's what WWE was.
Yeah.
Oh man, WWE is having their own.
But that's MJF's point, right? Like there are all these ex-WWE guys coming in.
Yeah, but it's been the only dominating company for the last 25 years. Obviously, most good talent is going to come from there. If you open a new football company, are you going to avoid hiring people that used to play in the NFL? To say, I don't want my company to be all full of NFL guys. They're some of the best people out there. You know what I mean? But I love when people use that as a thing to like put down AEW. If you're a WWE fan and a lot of those guys are going to AEW, shouldn't you be like pumped to be able to see those guys in a dominating role and yet still see other guys in WWE in a dominating role instead of them all being in WWE, some being underneath doing nothing? You know what I mean? That's what I loved about the WCW era. So, like we wouldn't have got. Who knows what would have happened with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash? They were Razor Ramon and Diesel in arguably the shittiest era of WWF. And if that didn't happen, if there was an alternative, with the same payroll that they could flip over to still feed their family and stuff like that, and to recreate yourself, or or even be the same character but have a different avenue because they have room for you. It's better for the business. So when people say, ex-WWE guys, what's wrong with you, man? It's it's an American company and one of the best in the world. So the ones that are available from there, they'll take
wrestlers.
them. What?
Yeah, I thought Miro was Claudio this entire time. I'm like, finally, and I'm like, no, it's him.
I want to see in 10 years. Hopefully AEW makes it. I think they will because they've really got a lot of shit locked in. But in 10 years, how many AEW guys are going to be in WWE? And then you hear people saying, WWE is sending all ex-AEW guys, fuck, or all,
or vice versa.
It's just enjoy it all, man. Enjoy it all, man.
And the good news is that, hopefully, like we said, AEW should be existing by then. Like, most of these talent are going to sign 2 to 3 year deals, right? So when those 2 to 3 years come up, maybe they'll jump back and forth.
Exactly, and it's
that they
fun.
Have to stay.
Isn't it fun, you know, to see Lex Luger standing at the entrance at the first ever Nitro when you just saw him, to see Rick Rude on Nitro when he's DX on last week or at the same time, like what's going? That's fun, man.
Yeah, and you see Matt Hardy becoming Woke Hardy again. It's fun.
Exactly, and you know what the problem is, boys? You know what the problem is with some of these wrestling fans? A lot of people just do not know how to show appreciation. And that's the problem. And that's why the JAS has to come out here and again prove their case to everyone why they are the most entertaining and why sports entertainers always win. And the only thing that I deduce from all of this, we're gonna unpack it all, but I'll just say the one thing I deduce from all of it: what kind of psycho tries to burn another man with fire? Right? Jericho's got such a point. I do not understand what kind of guy. Jericho, I feel your pain. But boys, we got a lot here. Who wants to?
Jericho. Can I say something first? And I think I said a lot. I said this last week, and I told DeLuca this. I'm not really liking Jericho as the Wizard. I like his gimmick, but honestly, if you wanna beat Moxley, I think go back to being a demo god, because that was his peak for me. And
I feel like this is like the second version of the demo god. No.
You find
it took me about 3 weeks. Similar. They've grown on me, and tonight established it. He did it good with his smirk face. Yeah. Came in. No, turn off the music. They don't deserve it. Right before it's getting to the oh my god, and they come. Like he cut it right before that. He goes, no, they don't deserve it. Like he's really easing into it. He got a lot of those stupid old school Jericho comments, but I don't know. It's growing on me, Alex.
I mean,
what happened? What did you like? What did you not like?
I like the appreciate us comment. I guess it's like a
that's right. Yeah, what did people were saying? So he goes, AEW Galaxy appreciate us.
I like how Matt was like, it's like you appreciate, and you see him chewing gum. Like I have to admit, this guy chewing gum. This guy is my favorite idol, man. I've never seen him like on screen like. He's been doing it the whole time. That's one of my favorite little character traits that he's adapted from that old school 90s stuff. It was that exact stupid thing. But yeah, man, we got a lot here. We got them all talking shit, Alex.
Yeah, then we got Eddie Kingston just coming out as basically like. This guy just wants to fight. I loved it. It's always the best. Like, he doesn't have to say anything. He just says, basically, fuck off. I just want to kick your ass. Let's finish this shit, Jericho. And Regal. Everyone was waiting for the line. Like he used to do in NXT. Would just yell out war games every year. Blood and guts.
So that's what it is. Okay, so I like that. See, I liked it already without even knowing there's a little Easter egg in it for old school fans. So like that makes me like it even more. Like he just had that fiery look on his face.
Yeah. And it's happening in a month. So the end of June, they said. June 29th when they debut in Detroit. And we should say, too, like tonight was AEW's debut in Southern California. Packed house, 15,000 people, and it was a hell of a crowd. And it also for sure helps it's a debut in that market, but really good crowd. So like it really shows when the...
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, if they come anywhere close to Montreal or Toronto, they're definitely going to sell out. They're on TSN. Everyone here talks about it. Like when I was watching, when we were watching the pay-per-view on the weekend, for a split second, I saw Ontario. Like, oh, fuck, they're coming. And Ontario CA. So for a split second, just subliminally seeing those letters on the screen, you're like, oh, Ontario, Canada. What? AEW's coming Canada. No, they're not. Tony Khan, Jericho. Hold on, Claudio. Tony Khan. More importantly, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and all of you other Canadians in that company, give us a damn show in Canada, man. Give us a show in Canada. Give us a Dynamite in Canada, for heaven's sake.
They could do a live Rampage and then a pay-per-view on Saturday, or if you don't, you do Dynamite in Toronto, and Rampage and or maybe Rampage and the pay-per-view in Montreal. I'll be happy. But just saying.
Either or I think
or vice versa, whatever.
If they do one in Toronto, 100%, all the Montreal fans are gonna make it a point, like we're road tripping down. Equally, if they do it in Montreal, all the Ontario fans are gonna be coming down to Montreal for sure, because we know they're not gonna come often. You know what I mean? So, AEW, what are you doing? Give us a show, damn it. But
but honestly, Chris Jericho, man, I felt bad for his hair, man. That was
sure.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so we got the Ortiz.
We have that.
Yeah, so before the Blood and Guts, we're getting a Chris Jericho and Ortiz hair match, because Ortiz came out.
What is that going to be? Are they going to beat each other up and try to shave each other's hair? Is that what's going to be?
The history of that, Claudio.
They had that.
Yeah, the history of that, Claudio, is the loser has to get his head shaved by the winner in the middle of the ring. That's the history of the hair match.
Okay, so what's so
it's
bad
like
about
an old
that?
school. It's happened like generations. It's like one of the oldest, like, it's a reason to make the match important without having a title. It's one of those old little like gimmicks they use to build a match.
What's so bad about that? Jericho shaves his head. His hair's gonna grow back.
His hair's
the point is you're embarrassed, right? You get embarrassed.
Would you shave your head right now? Would you shave your head right now?
What the fuck? Oh man, guys, you know what? Shave my head, guys. You know what? I need a haircut anyway. So do it.
Shave bald though. It's Stone Cold Steve. Kyle Morin bald. You have to shave it Kyle Morin bald.
Oh shit. Okay, you know what? You know what? That on Chris Jericho, like Santana Ortiz, it looks good, but on Jericho, it's gonna look like crap.
Well, that's where we're getting, right?
You think Jericho's planning on shaving his head? I was like, you know what, Ortiz? I'll let you win. I'll let you win a hair match.
You know what? He's probably gonna shave his head, and he's probably gonna come back as a pain maker. He has to wear a hat. He has to wear a hat anyway. So.
The pain. Sorry, we're gonna get a hair match. We're getting Blood and Guts. We're getting a bunch of Jericho Appreciation Society. And another thing I hope I can get my hands on one of those beautiful white JAS cut off vest. White leather vest.
If you could get one, let me know because I really want to get one too. I think for your Jofo Jam too, I want to wear one.
I think the only way
Tangle hat too.
No. I want that JAS official, because I want to show my appreciation to Jericho and the society.
Exactly.
I think if we ask Joey Casada, he may be our inside scoop to Jericho to get us to the guy that could get us, one of those sweet JAS vests.
Nice leather jacket. I'm like, God damn! Just I hope they don't fight in there in case the blood spills on there. Just saying, that's my opinion. But
they're white, right? So they're gonna get full of blood.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, one guy that I don't think got bloodied up, but got beat up twice on Sunday, Samoa Joe, as we saw an interview that took place Sunday after his match, when he obviously, to your point, in a match where all kayfabe was thrown out the window and just rubbing in our face that it's a work, where Adam Cole beat Samoa Joe in the Owen Hart Championship.
Oh my God, dude!
And now Samoa Joe is hurt. And I think Adam Cole did a total of 3 different moves in the whole entire match. He probably did 12 super kicks, a few punches, I think a submission. That's about it. We'll check the tape, but that's it. But whatever. Just Samoa Joe had his backstage interview and got viciously attacked by Lethal and his goons. So I'll ask you this, Alex.
Convenient.
Is this arm injury that they inflicted on him here, is this going to be Samoa Joe's taking a break already, or we're going to get an immediate...
I don't think so. I think we're going to get that match eventually with Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe for the ROH TV title.
Rampage.
Maybe,
Rampage.
No, I was going to say maybe Tony Khan is saving it for the relaunch of ROH. Because he still has that in his head.
That's for sure, yeah. That'd be the smart thing.
Terrible idea. But anyways.
Why?
I think that's what maybe he's saving it for. He's saving it for the relaunch of ROH if it's going to happen maybe soon. Who knows? He hasn't said anything.
No,
but even if he doesn't
I think
officially relaunch it like in a weekly show, it's cool if he does like every 3 month maybe big events, but has some title matches or matches on the thing until they get their shit together. Because he for sure just it's like a big content industry now. So he for sure before he bought it already was talking to some certain networks or whatever to say, you know what, if you get another show, we'll put you. Yeah, exactly, right. So
Discovery.
but hopefully if he does do it, because he's acquiring all the talent in the world as possible to acquire, he gets good guys to run it and he doesn't try to do it himself. Because I think that's what you're scared of, right?
Yeah, it's overkill. Like it's too much. Like he's already booking AEW. He has his obligations with the
but if he is smart and does put together a separate team that he oversees, maybe puts his Tony Khan input, but doesn't book. You know what I mean? If he gets like some old school ROH, behind the scenes guys, some bookers, some good. You have to give Tony Khan credit that at least he'll have the ability to fund, consistent, better production, with regards to venues and, 'cause that's a big thing people don't realize how hard it is to have all that camera equipment and lighting equipment, everything to make a show look like a big time TV show,
Yeah.
Actually,
money, yeah.
I think tonight, and maybe the first time I noticed it, but did they debut the ramp on Dynamite with the graphics?
Sure. The graphics, yeah.
Yeah, nice they touch, did, yeah. They and also behind the tunnel they had like an LED that played images. No, at the end of the tunnel of the entrance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think they upped their game today, this week too. They changing it up.
I guess it depends the venue that they're in. Maybe it was easier in this venue. Who knows? Or
yeah, but like that LED ramp would fucking it takes. I don't think they'll do that for a one night event. Yeah. Like just editing like the technology to like program that shit. It might be something they have in their back pocket. Maybe they use it for a pay-per-view when they realize, and like you said, they probably were able to use it. We'll see, but it looks really good tonight. Like the set, everything looked really good. It's worth mentioning, give them props where it's due.
We can't bash them all the time, right?
One thing I will give them props where it's due, and you know what? I'll give Adam Cole props where it's due right here, right now. Adam Cole, I'll give you props. Because tonight you did exactly what you should do to not insult us as wrestling fans. And you came out and you sat your little strangly, non-believable as an athlete or wrestler ass at the commentary desk and you watched wrestling tonight. And that was good. It was good. We didn't get to, so the show was good tonight. So we got a lot of wrestling by wrestlers I could believe fight for a living. Yes, we had the Elite, and who is the big guy, Mr. New Japan?
It's Hikuleo. I think that's you see his name from the Bullet Club.
Yeah, that's
one of the Bullet Club guys. Yeah,
it's Hikuleo.
That match.
I like it. I like
Hikuleo,
that. Hikuleo.
Yeah, that match was intense, man.
A lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And then to see Christian and Hardy team up again, that was beautiful.
So
that's a good point, Claudio. Sorry, I was just going to say.
But before you just continue, let's just say it loud. So we had Hardy, Matt Hardy, not Jeff. So it was Matt Hardy, Darby Allin, and then Christian and Luchasaurus and John Boys. Yeah. So what were you going to say?
No, there's a good point, Claudio, because like the thing is that they were supposed to be together on the same team, Christian and Matt Hardy, but you saw a little bit of dissension. Like they weren't really getting along. Like I think it was Matt Hardy wanted to tag and Christian hesitated, and he finally tagged Matt Hardy in. And then we could talk about it after the match where there was more with Christian and Matt Hardy.
Okay.
We're gonna see that. You know what? They already botched the reunion of the Hardy Boys together as a tag team by doing a freaking TLC match on Dynamite the week after. But this is interesting. I'm down to get a little chance of an old school Attitude Era and seeing some Christian and Matt Hardy, which I hope Gangrel gets involved in if they do. if Matt Hardy and Christian have a program, I hope Gangrel gets involved.
That was fun on Rampage. I'll admit that was really fun.
Yeah,
The Young Bucks,
that was the
Young Buck
best.
Hardys.
That was the best.
Just 1 second, guys, in the chat. Louis Marcel, he says, "Why do I have a huge feeling that MJF is screwing us with his promo?" Chat. So listen, Marcel. Early in the show, about like 8 minutes into this episode tonight, I think we talked about that for 20 minutes. So we're not going to ruin it for everyone that's going to be listening to this podcast later and all that. So rewind back if you want to check our rant on that. And I want to know what your thought is in the comment section. Let us know, because we're going to revisit it again next week. So just to keep the flow of the podcast, you know what I mean? We're not going to talk about it again, but definitely if that's what you want to talk about, check out our rants, and we'll talk about it again next week. But back to the the 5-on-5 Hardy Christian potential.
What's good with the finish? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. Was good to finish.
I was just gonna say that it was funny that the Young Bucks won with the Meltzer driver in California, so that was a good nod to the one and only Dave Meltzer, and the star ratings that these mark wrestlers always strive to get, like MJF said. But
I love it because you know what? Again, man, he's literally said all the things that I believe, man. Like, not to okay, I'll suspend disbelief, but okay, if Adam Cole is going to use a super kick all the time, 100 times in a match, and knee a guy in the head, and that's all he fucking does. The Young Bucks, really, you guys also have to do 1,000 super kicks. You guys also, your finishing move has to be fucking knees to the head. You guys also
super kick party.
But I understand a gimmick from one guy or a tag team, but now like your whole crew is doing it. Like it's like all the wrestlers say. Like, if your finishing move is a DDT or your signature move is a DDT, let's not do 27 DDTs in every match leading up to your match. Like, let's make everything worth. It's better for everyone. It's better for the Young Bucks if Adam Cole doesn't do as many super kicks, or it's better for the Young Bucks if vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many moves to do, and yeah, man, whatever. Like, it was cool. I know you're saying about the homage to the California fans, but man, they're just watching these guys wrestle. They look like little kids. Like, and they don't do cool. At least if you look like a little kid, traditionally you would back it up by being, oh, this guy is small, but he's very technical, or you know what I mean. But man, okay, guys, we're gonna do all this in the match. We're gonna end it off, but we're just gonna dominate everyone and look like fucking superstars. Super kick, super kick, super kick. Blah. Okay, Luchasaurus can't do that, but the Young Bucks could super kick everyone that they're all knocked down and pinned 1, 2, 3. But Luchasaurus' super kicks don't knock them out.
It all says, it's all in the Young Bucks theme song. Super kick party pound. By the way,
I don't know if it's to get me on camera, but I'm trying to do this. Yeah.
Hold on. You
guys have to do it. If you didn't see it on the pay-per-view, you did like Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. They tried to do it on the pay-per-view. But Jeff didn't really know, and they just both went the same way, like you guys just did.
Yeah,
they botched it. You guys botched it.
Yeah.
You botched it.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's do it again.
Table, bunch of mania. So anyway,
hold on. This way. Okay. By the way, but really quickly, what's the feud between Christian and Matt?
Yes, so going back to it, obviously they have the history with the in WWE with the TLC Hardys and Edge and Christian, but tonight after Jungle Boy got pinned from the Meltzer driver, Jungle Boy went to hug Matt Hardy, and then Christian got jealous and took Jungle Boy away from Matt Hardy, and then he hugged him himself, and then he's like, get the fuck away from Matt Hardy. So that's a nice. It's teasing Christian and Matt Hardy that you can always go back to because their feud, their history is endless. They already did a bit before, but sure, why not? If you're gonna go back to it now, you can do it with Jungle Boy being involved, and obviously you have Christian and Jungle Boy. The split is inevitable. It's gonna happen with the. So we're gonna see that match eventually. So every week, more or less, or something.
So before we continue, I just want to ask this. So are you saying Jungle Boy is probably gonna turn on Christian so you can go with Matt and Jeff Hardy?
Oh, no, I think Christian's gonna turn on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I hope so.
And Christian. So Christian. So you think I think Christian's gonna have a story with Matt Hardy.
Yeah, sure.
You know it'd be real good heat. You know it'd be real good heat. Hear me out. If Christian somehow does a thing where he uses Luchasaurus as his minion to turn on Jungle Boy, and then it's like Jungle Boy gets like beat up, and that's like Matt Hardy does the save, and that's where now you get that split up. Jungle Boy's gonna go singles, and Luchasaurus can do a run as like a beastie fucking bad guy eventually after he's done doing a little thing with Christian together. That could be a good way. So Christian again, he could still do that, put Jungle Boy over, but he could use Luchasaurus, for the not funky matches, but like the muscle, not to really have to fight until it's like the big match or something. Maybe.
Yeah, Luchasaurus versus Wardlow.
Because I think that tag team needs to break up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Titles
they have to lose. Yeah, exactly. But I feel they'll lose their titles when the rift actually happens full on. Yeah. I feel like they're doing like the Wardlow tease here. They're long terming it.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna lose those titles soon. They're gonna lose those titles soon. And
I hope so. I want to see Christian versus Matt.
And a potential runner-up, I don't think it will be, but they were in the title picture on Sunday. Swerve Strickland, who received a fresh jacket from fashion mogul Jeff Hamilton or something, whatever they said.
Yeah, I didn't understand that promo.
And then they,
entourage.
Yeah, so Swerve and Keith Lee pretty much did a little promo. Who they call out on Rampage? Is that what they call anyone out? Or they just say that?
I don't know. I think they just said that they want the gold again.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a generic, like we're going for it promo, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Swerve in their glory or something like that. That's,
Now, one thing we gotta talk about. First off, let's talk about the debut. Maybe you guys know more about this female here, Athena, the fallen goddess. Who she debuted on Sunday. I believe NXT.
She comes from an ex-WWE guy or WWE girl. Sorry.
Oh,
she was Ember Moon in WWE, and she was on Raw and SmackDown. Then she was on NXT as well.
Yes. Okay. Again. Now
she was Ember Moon.
Okay. Now I remember.
Okay.
Ember Moon. Yes. But she was Athena before she was Ember Moon. She comes from the Indies, the Texas Indie scene. Okay. So she was Athena before Ember Moon. But yeah.
What's up, Mario Luis Rodriguez? What's up? I hope you enjoyed Dynamite. Feel free to chime in with whatever we're talking about as we go along. As you see, we have the chat right there. But yeah, let's okay.
Yeah, no, that was.
So there's one thing. I've seen her work a bit because I remember seeing a bit chilling with Frank at his house here in there. So I know she's a good wrestler, decent on the mic. But if they're gonna make her be the one to call out Jade Cargill, sorry, excuse me, how can I screw that up? Sorry, Jade. Sorry, baddies. Like, how could I?
Cut the shit, Bruno.
How could I fucking botch the name of a queen like that? How could they bring this woman Athena to be the one to go after Jade Cargill, and then on top of it, have Jade Cargill come out in heels this big to make her even taller? To stand right beside her, it was like Jade Cargill, Athena was here. It was like I was like, oh my god! I thought it was gonna be Chris Statlander. We even saw a little something on Sunday, So Athena's coming in. She's calling out Jade Cargill, and what's his name? Her new publicist,
Oakley Hathaway.
You enjoy him?
Most recently, he was in NXT, WWE. He was Malcolm Bivens. He was with Diamond Mine, with Roderick Strong, and the Creed brothers, and now Damon Kemp. But But before that, he was in Ring of Honor. He was in Chikara. He was in Evolve. He was all over the Indies. So
never a wrestler, just a promo guy, just a manager.
No, he had some matches.
Okay.
Here and there. I think he fought Eddie Kingston in a random match, and it's either Evolve or mostly a manager. But he's fantastic. And
the new mouthpiece for the baddies. Yeah, good. Thumbs up.
I think so. Yeah, it's
Claudio.
definitely a good change of.
You know what? With Athena coming to from WWE to AEW, I have a feeling that all right, there's gonna be all talk. Jade is gonna win, and then I have a feeling, mark my words, we're gonna see Mercedes coming into this bit.
You mean Sasha Banks?
Yeah, Sasha Banks. Yeah, Sasha Banks is gonna come. I have a feeling that's gonna happen because look,
she's still under contract. I mean,
yeah,
in
but
an
yeah,
ideal world, sure, but she's still under
yeah,
contract.
no, don't worry. She's gonna come to AEW. Tony Khan make it happen. Because number one,
They do a trade. Sorry, Claude. Just imagine if they do a trade. Sasha Banks for MJF. That'll be fucking hilarious. For Sasha and Naomi.
Oh my God! No, but honestly, it's because look, it's about this. Jade has to lose her. She has to, to lose the title belt.
You
It's
know what I
about
think is
time.
more important than that, Claudio. I think it's better to have good talent like Athena to work with Jade Cargill to help her get better, as opposed to putting Jade Cargill in a title match against Anna Jay, who's just as young and experienced as her. I believe
By the way,
Athena's
by the
been
way,
around for what 10+ years at least, right?
Yeah.
So if they have a program together, it's definitely going to be good for her career. Whether she wins or loses, it's going to be great for Jade Cargill's career.
Yeah, what happened to Paige Van Zandt? I haven't seen her in a while.
She was on the pay-per-view, Claudio.
Oh, she debuted. No, because I didn't watch all the pay-per-view.
What happened? Your OnlyFans subscription ran out, or what?
What? Yeah, I know.
Your OnlyFans subscription.
Auto renewal, Claudio. Come on.
Okay, I know. I know how. Hold on, guys. While you talk, picture to picture, I'm gonna renew my own. Get my OnlyFans account. I'm kidding.
Guys. Wardlow.
Oh, that was a predictable match.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I'm not saying that.
I hope you didn't bet on it, Claudio. I hope you didn't bet on it.
No, but I called it out.
I missed his entrance. I went to go pee, and it was in the other room. He came out with music, right?
Yeah, he came out. At first he didn't come out with music. But then after that, the crowd was cheering, and then he stood in the middle, and then you hear a song coming on.
Nice. So they're making the crowd chant be part of his gimmick officially.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I hope they do it again at his next big match. But I got the big pop out of me at the pay-per-view when he came out. They literally did the whole Goldberg thing where the security guards are there. They opened the door. They walked around them through the back to the entrance to the ring. Like, I was like, oh, they're really going all in. They're telling us. And, and then they did the squash. Can't wait to see. I can't wait to hear these podcasts in 10 years from now. Hearing about the first 4 years of AEW, what's really happening. Like all the shoots we hear now about shit that happened 10, 15 years ago. I just can't wait because, this whole Wardlow squash and all this stuff. Whatever. We're not going to talk about the MJF stuff again. But so Wardlow.
You can't help it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Wardlow squashes one of the workhorsemen, JD Drake here.
Yeah, JD Drake. Yeah.
Celebrating. Fans celebrating, but Smart Mark comes out. We all thought, now this again, on purpose or not on purpose, gets you thinking 2 times. Oh my God, is the MJF still thing going on with this? What the fuck is Smart Mark doing here again? And then I'll give credit where credit's due. We always say, I love this. This is hilarious. This will go up there with wrestling and sports entertainment done perfectly, with them knowing how they're getting Wardlow over with those massacre scenes of beating up. But so Smart Mark serves Wardlow on behalf of, if I get this right, I hope I do, the American Arena Security Association or something like that, the American Arena Security Workers Union, whatever. For all the beatings he's given all those security guards for the months and months. And so, Wardlow's being sued, guys. You like it?
It's entertaining. I don't know how far it's going to go, the storyline, but it's fun. Wardlow just being the shit on more security, it's fun. And they teased us a bit on being the elite with Smart Mark Sterling. I didn't catch a lot of it, but I know he had a little skit with like the security guards, so that's kind of where it started. But
That's probably gonna be a little thing too. Like before they put Wardlow in another big thing, it'll be like a gimmick for him. He'll have a squash match for here and there the next couple of weeks, and there's gonna be random scenarios of him trying to be fucking arrested, and he's gonna be beating up security guards, type of thing. But Wardlow, we'll see. They're just gonna continue building him as the beast, and smart way to not waste a good thing, which was those again the Wardlow beating up 20 guys scenes, like old school like 90s. Like one of my favorite movies from the 90s was Cradle to the Grave, and like those old school action movies, those fight scenes of like one guy beating up 10 guys and whatever, like that type of stuff. It's like that in real time.
It's like Sting beating up the NWO. WCW.
Yeah, that was
that's a classic too.
Yeah, so we'll get through this one quick because I feel we're dragging on here a little bit. Well, we spent a little time early in the show, but Scorpio Sky has a little generic Scorpio Sky style promo with his crew there. He's going to be facing Dante Martin. Dante Martin comes in, says, thanks for appreciating my talent, but I'm not going to be better, whatever. I'm better than you now, not in the future, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have a match. Are you guys pumped?
It's gonna be a good match.
I think the silence speaks for itself.
The only problem is that because they're in California, Scorpio Sky is gonna get cheered like crazy. That's his hometown. That's his home. He's a SoCal guy, right? And he's supposed to be the heel. So that's the thing that's like it's always bad timing, especially with freaking the American top team. Like, are they good guys, bad guys, and they flip like all the time. And now it's to be even more confusing.
Yeah, so why put him against a young guy like that? It's not good for Dante Martin to be in that position. Okay, you're a face, but everyone's going to be booing you. It's like...
Yeah, I know.
They should have put him in a position a little bit in jeopardy, Scorpio Sky. At this point, I don't feel him as a heel. I feel he needs a mouthpiece, and Scorpio Sky needs to be a face with a good mouthpiece. He doesn't come off natural as an asshole. Is it just me? Like, does he?
No, I think he does all right.
He does. He does all right. Only because it's not I feel I feel he's a way better babyface. They just didn't give him they give him a mouthpiece now as a bad guy. Give him a mouthpiece as a good guy, maybe. Go ahead. What you say?
It's just the problem is that he's in a faction where he's like the third best talker. Like you have Dan Lambert and Ethan Page that are it's no secret to say they're better than Scorpio Sky on the mic. But I mean, we can't keep comparing him necessarily all the time. I think he does fine for his role, but obviously, those two are way better. And
what's up, Hassan Terrell? Sorry. Yeah. But I don't know. There's something I don't know. The title doesn't feel as exciting. I don't know. There's just something about it. I hear you 100%. Claudio, you sold on Scorpio Sky as a bad guy. The heel.
Honestly, I'm not focusing too much on Scorpio Sky. I don't know what it is. I find it interesting, but I'm not. I'm like, okay, because I'm focusing. There are other wrestlers that I like, and don't get me wrong, Scorpio Sky is a good wrestler. I'm just, I don't want to say that he's not my cup of tea, but I'm not
a tea drinker.
That storyline, but no, that storyline, I'm not 100% putting my thoughts into it because I'm not really watching it.
Again, hold on. Sorry, pause, guys. Again, we got Stanley here in the chat, also chiming in on the MJF thing. So Stanley, we said this earlier to another viewer in the chat that we went at this at nauseum about 8 to 12 minutes into this show. We went off, debated about this whole MJF thing for about 20 minutes, and we came to the conclusion that we had to agree to disagree, and we need all you guys to chime in the comment section and let us know what you guys think. But me and Alex and Claudio, we had some very solid points and solid scenarios that could be happening here. So if you guys want to hear us talk about that, again, not to bore the podcast listeners that will be listening to this later on all week, we're not going to talk about it again. But yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show. Leave us in the comment section your thoughts and comments on what we said. And we're going to talk about it again next week because we always go live right after Dynamite every week here on Jofo in the Ring. And again, Hassan Stanley, I don't think we've seen him before. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining in the chat as well. Guys, let's keep it going here. Another superstar that Claudio for sure has a subscription to on OnlyFans, Toni Storm and Ruby Soho against Britt Baker, and I always forget her name. What's her friend?
Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter. I always forget, something about Jake Hager that always makes me, I don't know.
Shit.
Jamie Hayter.
Not the same person.
Yeah, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker against Ruby Soho, Toni Storm. Alex, highlights, lowlights. What happened here?
Very, very good match. They had a good match on Rampage. I think they said about a month ago. It was the same match, but I enjoyed it, and I was surprised that Britt Baker lost. And yeah, so that was I didn't expect Ruby Soho to pick up the win because, especially I know Frank mentioned it last week on the review when we were giving our predictions, like who was going to win the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and he called Cole and Baker. And he was absolutely right, and it makes sense.
Friends with the bosses, man. Yes, we all called it, and that's why it was grossed out.
It's nice. It's a nice moment for them, both personally and professionally. Let's just be honest here. Like we always joke around.
Oh yeah. I tuned into wrestling because I care about their personal life. I don't care. It's wrestling. Entertain us, man. And I see you and fucking your girlfriend
that was an entertaining match.
Stand there and waste our time in a 5.5 hour pay-per-view. We have to watch you guys stand there and get your belts and your stupid fucking... Oh, God. But Britt Baker deserves it. But at the same time, I think the debate we were having was, does she need to win it? Did she need to win it? She's already established, put her in a clever storyline, kind of like what MJF did with CM Punk. It wasn't for the title, but it was a high-level story, high-level talent. Equally the same with Adam Cole. If everyone's saying this guy is whatever, how come every storyline he's in has to be him trying to get a title? Unbelievably chasing a title, chasing a guy with a title every time. How come he can't just interest you? No, he has to be written into a prominent storyline. And he has to be shoved down our throats, beating guys on TV with unbelievable moves, unbelievable look, unbelievable physique, unbelievable everything. And we have to take it. And then we have to sit there and watch him and his wife get the... Owen Hart's legacy has to be thrown out the window. Someone who does not represent the way Owen Hart performed in the ring at all because he wants to stand there with his wife, who's way better than him and way more over than him. And that's my rant about that because I do one every week.
That's a soundbite right there. That's a clip.
Whatever. A refreshing face I was happy to see tonight. Macaulay Culkin was in the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see that?
Vince Vaughn too.
Vince Vaughn. The celebs love their wrestling. It's coming back because we like to kick back sometimes and enjoy some good old... suspend disbelief and enjoy some wrestling here, man. And of course, we had to suspend disbelief for this one. But I know Claudio loved it. Claudio, what was next?
Oh, it was the best. It was one of my favorite matches. It was Moxley versus Danny Garcia. I'm like, you know what? I called it out. I'm like, this is gonna be a bloody match, and by God, it was a bloody match. It was really good, especially at the end when you get Kingston, Jericho trying to distract Moxley, but then Kingston comes out of nowhere and then kicks Chris Jericho's ass. That was good. And then I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me Mox is gonna lose. And then by the grace of God, Moxley won. That was an intense match. But honestly, it could have been, Moxley. It could have been a bit more violent. You could have added thumbtacks. You could have added chairs.
3 nights ago.
You could have
added guts, Claudio. Blood and guts.
And they're gonna do it in 4 weeks.
By the way, I hope in Blood and Guts Moxley uses the baseball bat. I hope with the spirally thingy. I hope he uses that. Please, for the love of God, That's Moxley's trait. That was when he started as Dean Ambrose back in WWE. He does that in NJPW. He does that in indie wrestling. He did it a few times in AEW. And by God, he has to do that.
Hold on, we're just getting word here from Big Joe in the chat that Moxley has always been garbage. Alex, what do you think about that? I know Claudio thinks. Alex, what do you think about that comment? And shout out Leonardo.
That's Big Joe's opinion.
And that's it. It's Jofo, just our fucking opinion.
That's it. That's fine. But I mean, Moxley is a great talent. Like, that's my opinion. That's it. Like, and it was a fantastic, like, really hell of a match. By the end of it, against Danny Garcia, started a little okay. I wasn't totally sold on it, but I know that they're really, really good. I'm just seeing this. Tell me, sir.
I'll read it out.
Oh boy.
And Big Joe says that he could tell what a loser he is when he was so unprofessional during his Stone Cold podcast. He's talking about Jon Moxley. I didn't see that, so I'll check it out. When was this podcast? Was it while he was with WWE?
Yeah,
Dean Ambrose.
But hold on. I just want to point out Big Joe. That's what Dean Ambrose. Well, Jon Moxley wasn't back in WWE. He was Dean Ambrose was this loser who his job was kind of like in a way MJF. Like his job was to be hated. That's what his job was in WWE. And then because he was supposed to be this violent. I would say not sociopath, but violent guy. But he was trying to be tamed. That was whole. And then he was a guy that as you mentioned about Eddie Kingston. He just wants to fight. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to get the emotional action. That's what Dean Ambrose was. And now Moxley is. I find he's slightly tamed. That's what makes, to me, Jon Moxley a good character. No, they aren't in character. No, but honestly, that's his trait because Dean, like even off Jon Moxley, that's how people grow up with. He's supposed to be.
The thing, if I remember the podcast, like Moxley, just didn't really want to be there. Like, there's no secret. Like, he was fed up of it being in WWE, and so he didn't want to be there. But whatever, let's not waste time on something.
Listen, again,
5 years ago,
this year,
whatever it was.
like we said before, this is the good thing about having an alternative for these guys, because some guys want to do a form of the art of wrestling that the way WWE is now set up that they can't do. And so, but for the longest time, WWE was the only place for top-level talent to get a paycheck worth doing what they love to do and what they've been doing their whole life. So that's why he had to be there, and he had to kind of do the WWE thing. He had to play that character, Dean Ambrose, and now he gets to let his creative side out a little more. Tony Khan's letting all those guys let the creative side out.
And it's night and day. Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, night and day. Like,
absolutely,
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yes, Jon Moxley.
And I'm sure behind the scenes,
and I like
they critique themselves and say, you know what, Tony, let me try this one, and it didn't work. And sometimes, you know what, and then it works. Well, look, the fucking prime example, the exploding death match there. Remember that? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, except for the finish, like that was
exactly
a good match. Besides that was obviously not planned. It was a botch.
But then also naming
it overshadows.
Naming something blood and guts. Like, they can't do that WWE just for the contracts and the amounts of people they have invested in their company. They're almost like the Walt Disney of fucking wrestling. They're almost
absolutely
publicly traded company.
Yeah, man. They have
absolutely,
They do a thing called Blood and Guts. You know, how many fucking sponsors are gonna be like, yeah, we're not putting our name on Blood and Guts. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that is going to be a good match.
Just going back to the match, like Moxley had some good spots, like Moxley and Garcia, I should say. That suplex on the steps, the release suplex, was that was painful and probably shouldn't do it again. Because poor Danny Garcia on his back. He almost
no. He has to. No, Garcia has to bleed next time. He has to have his
That's
guts.
a back injury. That's a paralyzing injury, not a bleeding injury.
Yeah, well, listen. Well, listen. You only live once, huh? So might as well.
Don't do that again. That's my advice. And,
do it. No, Moxie, don't listen to Alex. Do it. Blade him. Cause him destruction. I want him out. You see, William Regal. I should be on the team. I should be the one talking shit to the other opponents. And I'm like this club, whatever it's called, they're vicious, they're dangerous, and they're enough. Yeah, thank you, that one, whatever. And then
we'll get you as a special guest commentator on a JWF Nitro episode soon. You can let out your commentary side, because you'll be special guest commentator for when we do the hardcore title match, Blood and Guts.
All right, perfect.
We'll do Blood and Guts on JWF Nitro. There you go.
All right. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be and a Texas Deathmatch.
Yeah. I think you were gonna say something else, Alex.
Just more like a really, really good match, and I liked a couple of other things that Moxley did. He doesn't do. I don't think he's done. I haven't seen him do it in a while. If anything, that front chancery avalanche suplex. Really cool. You don't always see that.
Yeah, he did that move before he took some time off. That was one of his last moves. He did.
It was cool, and I like even though we're getting Blood and Guts in a month. I'll be honest, I don't think he had to bleed Moxley, but it does make sense coming from the Anarchy in the arena. He already had stitches in his forehead, and I like that it wasn't like some other matches where you can tell that the wrestler's going underneath the ring. He's gonna blade himself. We all know how pro wrestling works. This was hard way, maybe, with the headbutts. Danny Garcia, they were in the knuckle lock, and then Danny Garcia gave Moxley a couple of headbutts and busted him open the hard way. That's maybe it's stupid because you shouldn't be bleeding, but hey, it's better that way than freaking cutting yourself for stupid pro wrestling.
That's true. That's true. You know what, Alex? You are 100% true. And let me say this: Moxley is better than Hook, because Moxley will ever do whatever it takes to get himself injured. He will do the paralyzing move, and he will do the spine buster, because Moxley believes in pro wrestling.
That's what the bosses don't want. Do you want your best employees to be sick every fucking month? Do you want your best employees not be able to come to work all the time? Or do you want your best employees to be able to sell tickets? Do you want your best employees to be able to come out?
No.
You want to pay them to stay home because they have a shoulder injury, because they want to do something flashy for free on TV?
Yeah, that's true.
That's not a smart business move. That's why Vince McMahon monopolized the business, and that's why Vince McMahon took over the business, because he did smart moves. Said, okay, listen. I know you want to throw yourself off of the ladder on Monday night, but how about this? You don't do that, and if you're going to throw yourself off the ladder, we're going to build up to a WrestleMania match, and you can go through the ladder and tables and everything. And you know what, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, they did that on pay-per-view. They didn't do it on a random episode of Monday Night Raw. They didn't have the TLC match on Monday Night Raw. They had the TLC match. The first one before was called TLC match. It was on a fucking WrestleMania. Because they knew they were going to do these crazy things that might get injured.
It's different, though. Just to say, the pay-per-view world, especially WWE, they have one every freaking month. It's on Peacock, so now they can do anything on. It's all TV when you think about it.
Yeah, but if you're paying guys because they're good, and they're doing things that are going to make them not be able to come and do their job that you're paying them for. It fucks you and the company and the fans.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Say what you want about MJF, but he said it as well in his promo. He doesn't have to come out and fucking break his wrist, twist his elbow back, to pop out his shoulder, bleed every fucking match. But you watch and everyone talks about him. He's the most talked about wrestler in wrestling. He doesn't have to do all that for a reason. Because he knows the formula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure the day that MJF does a crazy fucking stunt, he's going to do it at a WrestleMania. He's going to do it at a fucking huge event. He's not going to do it at, I want you to go on top of his shoulders. I'm going to go on top of your shoulders. And then the other guy's going to hurricane off that guy and into a power bomb outside of the ring onto onto the stairs. You know what I mean? He's not going to do that, MJF. And he doesn't need to, and he's going to sell tickets. And to your point, your favorite guy is Moxley, Claudio, and you see all the time you get mad when he doesn't bleed. He doesn't take out a bat with barbed wire. And
Yes,
so what does that say?
Because here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. I agree with you. But hey, again, it's entertainment. We are here to see people. Well, no, we are here to be entertained. That's the whole job. And if you're gonna get your back out by doing a spine 69 Buster regret move, then yeah, I see what you're saying, and yeah, from the business point of view, you need guys to do small stuff and sell tickets. Yes, but at the same time, again, as Kyle Morin says, you need to give what they want. No.
First of all,
exactly. Okay. Before we get copywritten, it's the dirty heels that say it, and it's you got to give the people what they want. The dirty heels.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Credit to dirty heels, guys. Don't sue us, okay, for Claudio's botch, okay?
Okay. No, but listen, that's what it is. Like, if we're in especially sports entertainment, wrestling, that's what we got to do. Bruno, I picture you being my back went out because I tried to do a 69. But I went the wrong way, and Alex is gonna be like, guys, my I got ransacked in my balls because Claudio threw me on a table with barbed wires.
This is not the dirty four.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that's when we get to the hour that we know the show needs to be winding down, when Claudio starts getting to the adult.
Yeah, exactly. The whole purpose, folks, even in the chat, agree with me, please. The whole point of this is to be entertained, and people expect to see certain things.
And when does the Dirty Four air, Claudio? Remind us all, please.
Sunday night at 8:30 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. We're talking about all kinds of things.
All kinds of things. What a plug, eh? All kinds of things. What are some past guests you've had? Maybe some that are wrestling fans may be interested.
Oh, yeah.
Claudio, if you want
to. We had, actually, we spoke a little bit about, we had Matthew Viviani from, he was from the IWS Wrestling, and we had Frankie the Mobster. We were talking a little bit about their wrestling. And I honestly, especially with Frankie the Mobster, was saying, what he likes about wrestling. So that's gonna be an interesting. So check it out on Dirty Four, with Frankie the Mobster. That was an interesting. It's an hour and 8 minutes, and he talks about all kinds of he goes into more depth because he's an actual wrestler, not like us three here who pretend to be wrestlers and we enjoy, but we don't understand.
We're fans and analysts, or not analysts, but reporters. We'll say we report what happened, and we give our opinion.
What we can't do, we criticize. That's what we are.
That's what we do. And on that note, for Jofo in the ring, that's Claudio, that's Alex. I am Selecta Brew. Guys, anyone who just tuned in for the first time, I know we got a whole bunch of new subscribers this week. Check out our backlog of podcast episodes, our AEW reviews, but more importantly, a backlog of past guests we've had. We have some great episodes that still can be watched anytime. B. Von Dudley, Tyson Kidd, Sabu, Just Incredible, just to name a few. There's so many more. The Godfather. We have so many, guys. Check it out. It's all right here on the Jofo Thing YouTube channel. Again, for everyone here, we're out of here. And again, don't forget.